We spend so much time and energy thinking about the food we eat, right? We're buying organic, non-GMO, all the good stuff. But what if the pans we're cooking all that healthy food in are just as important? Today, we're going to dig into the pretty unsettling idea that our cookware might be hiding some really unwelcome ingredients.
It's a tough question to ask, isn't it? I mean, you're trying to do everything right for your health, picking out the best ingredients. But what if the very tools you're using are undermining all that good work by leaching chemicals and metals right into your dinner?
And look, this isn't just some wild theory. A study of pregnant women right here in the US found that pretty much every single one of them had at least 43 different environmental chemicals in their blood. 43. And a lot of these are the exact same compounds found in everyday stuff, including, you guessed it, our pots and pans.
All right, so let's meet our first group of villains. They've got this really chilling nickname, Forever Chemicals. And believe me, they have earned it because they are literally designed to last, well, forever.
So what exactly are these PFAS? Well, it's this huge family of thousands of man-made chemicals. And their superpower, if you want to call it that, is resisting heat, water, and grease, which, makes them perfect for nonstick pans. But the problem is that same indestructible quality means they just don't break down, not in the environment and not in your body.
Seriously, just let that sink in for a second. This isn't some rare, isolated thing. According to the Environmental Working Group, these chemicals are so widespread that they are in the blood of 99% of Americans. We are all being exposed to this stuff.
This timeline, it tells such a critical and honestly a kind of frustrating story. For decades, a chemical called PFOA was the key ingredient in Teflon, even with all this evidence linking it to really serious diseases. So, after a ton of public pressure, it was finally phased out in 2016. Victory, right? Well, not so fast. The industry just rolled out a replacement called Gen X, and it turns out the EPA now warns that Gen X is nearly as toxic. And get this, it might actually harm our liver, kidneys, and immune system at even smaller doses.
Okay, let's get even more specific. When we say Teflon, what we're really talking about is PTFE. This is the actual plastic coating that creates that super slick, non-stick surface. It's the whole reason your scrambled eggs slide right off the pan. But here's the catch. If you overheat a PTFE pan, and trust me, 572 degrees Fahrenheit is way easier to hit than you might think, especially if you're just preheating an empty pan, it starts to break down and release toxic fumes. If you breathe those in, you can get something called Teflon flu, with symptoms just like the real flu. And if you want to know just how potent these fumes are, they are famously fatal to pet birds. It's like the modern-day canary in a coal mine, but it's happening right in our kitchens.
Now, it's not just about synthetic chemicals. Another huge concern comes from something way more ancient: toxic, heavy metals.
It seems kind of impossible, doesn't it? I mean, how could solid metal from a pan actually end up in your pasta sauce? Well, it happens through a really simple chemical reaction that can happen every single time you cook.
Let's start with one of the most notorious bad guys, lead. I mean, it has a devastating impact on the body, messing with everything from brain development to how our cells function. And the world's leading health organizations, the WHO and the CDC, are crystal clear on this. There is absolutely no safe level of lead exposure, period. This chart kind of breaks down the biggest threats for us. You've got lead and cadmium, which often hide in those colorful glazes on some ceramic pots. The moment that coating chips, those metals can get into your food. Then there's aluminum, a known neurotoxin, which can leach from uncoated pans or even just from aluminum foil. And even beautiful, uncoated copper pans can cause metal poisoning if they react with acidic foods. Here is a perfect way to picture how this works. Think of your aluminum pan literally bleeding into your food. So you're cooking something acidic, like a tomato sauce or a dish with lemon juice. That acid actually starts to dissolve the surface of the pan on a microscopic level. And that dissolved aluminum, a neurotoxin, well, it becomes an ingredient in your dinner.
Okay, I know. After hearing all of that, it's really easy to feel a little overwhelmed, maybe even a little scared. But the whole point of this isn't to freak you out, it's to empower you. Because now that you have this knowledge, you have the power to make safer choices. So you get it now. You understand the risks of forever chemicals and these hidden heavy metals. The next step is to use that knowledge. It means looking past the non-stick promise on the box and asking, hey, what is this coating actually made of? It means checking the pans you already own for deep scratches or flaking, which are big red flags that the coating is breaking down. The solution isn't just about running out and buying new stuff. It's about being aware of what you're using every single day.
And really, that's what we want to leave you with. This isn't just a bunch of facts. It's a call to action. So tonight, take a real look at your own pots and pans. And given everything we just talked about, are you going to reach for that same one tomorrow morning? What will you cook with next? The choice now is yours.